Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Naked Three. We're three women from three different backgrounds in three different parts of the world. Happy Wednesday. If you're joining us from the West Coast, it's lunchtime. If you're joining us from the East Coast, it's snack time. And I am Lorraine, and I am coming to you from New York.
I am Reeice, and I am coming from the East Coast, North Carolina.
I am Tracy, coming from San Francisco, vis-a-vis Heidelberg, Germany. Turn it over to you, Lorice.
Oh, so ladies, how about today?
Oh man, your internet connection out in the back shed is not so good, girl.
Wait, you're back.
I'm back. Okay,
you're back.
I thought you were in the secret hut. This was like this magical place, and now your internet connection is.
It is. It's so magical that the internet comes and goes. That's how magical. Oh my goodness. Okay, so hopefully it will stay. I hope. Okay, so what's on your mind today?
Well, I think we have a little birthday. Happy birthday.
Somebody's having a birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lorraine. Happy birthday to you.
Lorraine, how old are you?
I am turning the big 50 tomorrow. Thank you. Welcome to the club. I'm turning 50.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
A pre-invitation to the club. It's amazing.
I'm happy to be turning 50. I love turning 40, but I'm liking turning 50 too. The in-between 40s, not all the time, but I'm definitely embracing turning 50, and I like it. And, I've had some time to think about last week to this week. So, it's just a little bit of reflective time for me, for sure.
Okay. It's a nice decade for me. You get to say what you want.
Yes.
And you don't have to really worry about what people think anymore. In your 30s, you kind of worry about what people think. You're raising kids. When you get your 50s, it's like, kiss my.
Hold up there. You had actual time in your life where you didn't just say what you wanted?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Actually, I did. Once upon a time, I think I was kind of shy. I think I wasn't really shy, but I think the shyness was hiding something, but I really wasn't shy. But when my real self came out, when you grow up in an abusive environment, you don't really get to have your own personality. Even if you have it, it's kind of pushed back. So I think when I came out to be my own self and not worried about, any repercussions, I wasn't really shy at all. I just was kind of holding back. So now in my 50s, I really don't hold back at all.
I could see that. I could see that. So once you figured out who you are, you said what you wanted to, and you definitely didn't care.
Right. But again, when you're in your 30s, your 20s, we're trying to figure out who we want to be. Then 30s, we're probably raising kids. And then 40s, they're college. And then 50s, the place of, am I retired? Do I retire? Where am I? Is that Lorraine's? Where am I? But, to me, it's just not as much of life concerns as it was when I was like in my 30s or my 40s even. Kids are grown, out of the house. Only concern I had was like our daughter's visiting. If we have sex, will she hear us?
It always circles back to sex for you. So in your 50s, you're planning your life around having sex because your kids aren't there. That's what I'm hearing you say.
Right. And maybe unconsciously, I'm trying to catch up. I was a very late bloomer.
Okay.
Oh man, this internet connection is going to kill me.
Your internet today is it sucks. The tiny house is cute, but your internet sucks.
It blows. Hey, Lorraine, while we're waiting for her to figure out, she looks cute. At least it froze on a cute face.
It's like this.
It's like a model face. Hey,
Really?
while you're getting set up, Lorraine, I want to hear like what's going on for you around turning 50. Like, what are the thoughts and reflections and?
So I think turning 40, I realized that no was an option, that I didn't need to people please. And I think I worked through all of that within my 40s. Like, I don't want to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do. I decided that. Whereas turning 50, I'm doing things that I want to do, like seeking things out that I want to do. And it was like a gradual process because I feel like I was definitely a people pleaser. Yes, managing other people's emotions. And then now I kind of feel like I wanted to do things. And if people didn't want to do it, I was always the kid that wanted someone to do it with me. Why don't you come with me so we can do it together? And I realized I missed out a lot of opportunities because I was afraid, and I lived a lot of my life being afraid to do new things. Whereas as I got past 45, it was like, all right, let me embrace what I'm going to do. And one of the things that I embraced was going to be a Sidewalk Talk listener, right? So I thought about doing it, and every time they did it in the New York City chapter, somebody couldn't go with me, or was on a day that I couldn't go or whatever. And then when I decided to go, one of my friends was like, yeah, she's a therapist also. I was like, we should do it together. She's like, yeah. She decided at the last minute she didn't want to go. I was like, I really want to go, and I don't want to talk myself out of it. And I went and I did it. And I was so glad I did. I didn't want to take the subway by myself because I'm not familiar with taking the subway a lot in that area. So I was like, I don't want to get lost. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my car into the city. So I found a place to park, drove in, was a listener. And I remember talking to Carrie, the chapter leader. Hey, Carrie, if you're listening, that I'm so glad I didn't talk myself out of it. And she was like, yes, I'm so glad you didn't talk yourself out of it. So from there, I started to do things like, even just last week in reflecting, it was like, I've been doing things with my career that I want to do. I had some really good conversations last week about, just next steps in my career. We do something at the college that I work with called Network with Pride. It's a Wednesday series where we bring in speakers. And I kind of noticed that there was a lot of women on the panels, and I was like, we need some diversity in here. So I was having conversations with men from the Career Mingle conference that I had attended, and I got to talk to them individually. And at the end of the conversation, I'm like, this was great talking to you. By the way, for my job, the external relations team does this thing every Wednesdays. Are you interested? And every single one of them said yes. And I was like, wow, those were like heartfelt conversations. They were talking to men about, work product, and I felt respected in my field. I felt like I gave good content, and they took away something and I took away something. And I also, not only was it personal growth, but it was professional growth as well. So, and I felt that I've never been able to do that in my career. It's always been, you're a worker, do what your boss tells you to do. And just notching up that level of taking initiative has been good. So it's been a long journey because I spent 40s in a relationship that better part of it I wasn't happy in. I was just there because it was good. We had a good time. But then after I came out of that relationship, it was like, okay, this is what I don't want to do, and I'm going to pursue things I want to, as opposed to waiting to be asked and said no, but taking the initiative and planning my own life. So that's what I feel is like I'm embracing turning 50. And, my daughter is 21. She's graduating college. And it's like, I've done all that I could do for her. So for me, it's like, I'm going to still parent her. I'm going to still be her mom. But like the day to day, even up until 3 years ago, I went away on vacation. I'm like, all right, let me make sure I cook some food for her. Make sure, she's taken care of. I don't want to leave her out in the lurch. Whereas now I'm like, you're on your own. I'll Venmo you some money, go shop for yourself kind of thing. So.
Wow. So it's like you're totally bolder and more courageous.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
And I hear the excitement in your voice that you're really excited.
I am excited. I'm excited for sure. I don't know what's next. I don't know what tomorrow will bring at all. But like at the beginning of COVID, just look at
I know what tomorrow's going to bring. I'm sorry.
Well, tomorrow's Tuesday for Lorraine. But even at the beginning of COVID, I did not know you two.
Right, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, right.
I didn't know you two. I was like, oh, what's Sidewalk Talk doing live? Oh, okay.
And that's what I did. And that's what I did. And that's how I met Tracy was, and then we met on the talking listening circle.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think COVID, is horrible as it is, I think some good friendships and good things and good behaviors have come out of it. I think families are much closer. My kids come home more often. So it's horrible, but we're just trying to make the best of a horrible situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that you're highlighting that, Reeice. I mean, I feel the same way too, that there's like the slowing down, like we get to actually slow down a little bit and connect with each other more.
Mm-hmm.
That you connect in between, we connect in between. But yeah, my kids are actually, I get to hug them when they come home from school and stuff.
Right.
Until they're not in school, and then they'll be here all day, and then maybe I won't feel so good about it. But anyway.
But it is. I mean, there's more family time. I think there's more thinking time. We just have more time to even prepare breakfast, not in a hurry, but, you take your time to have a conversation with the people around you. I just see it things have slowed down. It's in a horrible way that it had to slow down. But hopefully people can learn from, this whole situation that sometimes we just need to take a time out to reflect on life and do what's really important and what matters.
And connect.
And
let people matter.
Right.
Yes. People, not things.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if all these things are gone, what really matters?
No.
Yeah. It's so funny because even every year, a friend of mine, she does a vision board. And the past couple of years, she's like, let's do a vision board. And I'm like, all right. So this year's vision board 2020, a lot of it was, for me, I put a lot of words because I like small, quick phrases. And a lot of my vision board, I was looking at it the other day, a lot of it is creating conversations, taking the lead. And it was like, I can't believe the level of conversations that I've had, the deepness of the conversations with some total strangers and some people that I knew that even connected differently with, even the stress that I went through with my boss. Her and I are presenting, we got accepted to do a presentation for a local conference, and it's about getting emotionally raw.
Oh, you didn't call it naked?
No, because naked is our thing, but we got emotionally raw and difficult conversations in the workplace. So, and I had asked her after we read the White Fragility book together, I said to her, I was like, hey, I'm doing this thing, Sidewalk Talk. Can I still consider it professional development? She said yes. And I said, we're doing the Naked 3, and it's about getting emotionally naked, talking about all the elephants in the room. Would you feel comfortable if I talked about our relationship? She said yes. And then the other thing is that would you be willing to do a presentation at this conference? And she said yes. She didn't even think about it. She was like, yes. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Sure?
And she's a white woman, yeah?
Yes. She said, yeah, I'll do it. Awesome. So, and I have to say that if I met her 3 years ago, we would never have had that conversation. Never.
What was the change? What was the shift?
I think me calling her out on a lot of things over and over again, and then she did say something to me that upset me at the time, but I did give her grace and mercy because I felt like she didn't know better. She kept saying, Lorraine, I'm going to work on you. And I feel like I'm failing you. I was like, I am not a science project. Don't you treat me like that, kind of thing. And with that, she was still willing to try. Because full disclosure, initially, I wanted her to read White Fragility to piss her off. I was like, I'm going to make her mad. And that way she won't speak to me. That way she'll stay away from me.
Well, that's honest.
Right? Well, she'll hear it now if she watches the show, and I'm sure she gets that. So she did it. She read it. I mean, I read it, And once she read it, we debriefed it together. And I said to her, what was the thing that impacted you the most on reading the book? And she said to me, White Women Tears, the chapter on white women tears.
Good.
And I was so blown away by that. Like,
I am too.
I was like, what? Really? And I was honest with her. I was like, I didn't think you would finish the book because it was a difficult read. I didn't think you would follow through with it. She's like, no, I promised you. I was like, yeah, people promise things. I was like, but this was a difficult read. She was like, nope, it took me longer than expected, but I knew I was going to get through it. And she goes, I realized I did that to you all the time. And she goes, and I'm sorry.
You didn't tell me this. You didn't tell me this part.
Yeah, she's like, I realized I did that to you all the time. Every time you confronted me with something, and I'm sorry, and it won't happen again.
Wow.
It's great that she acknowledged it.
I can't tell you like how healing that was for me, because her and I had gotten into like some heated arguments to the point that I told her, I was like, listen, you want me to come back to the office? If I don't feel emotionally safe, I'm not coming back. I can't make you look good. Like that's the bottom line. Like, if I don't feel emotionally safe and physically safe in that building, I can't come back and I can't make you look good. So like, we need to figure this out. And I was so like, the crying and the hurt and just, it was so painful. I was like, she's never going to get it. She's never going to get it. So even if for her, that's a moment of clarity, that's a clarity that she didn't have before. And it's a way that she treats me differently, because I even said to her, I'm like, listen, the way you treat me trickles down with the rest of the way the staff treats me, you know? And she was like, really? And I said, yes, because, and I'll just go through it real quick with you guys. She said something and I brought something to the staff meeting that it was concrete. I'm like, this is what I did. This is what happened. And this is what I'm bringing back from that outside meeting. And one coworker was like, yeah, I didn't know that. And then she said, oh, I think we covered it in the staff meeting. And then another coworker goes, yeah, I think we wrote it in the notes. I'm like, hold on a second. I gave you two concrete things and you co-signed it with an I think so, and then you had somebody else back you up with an I think so. It leaves the impression that I don't do my job.
Or what you were saying.
I wasn't present.
Right.
So, and she didn't see it that way. You know, she didn't see it. She was like, I didn't see it like that. I just wasn't sure. And I said, but just by you saying I think implies that I may not have been there, which translates to unengaged. So she realized that after I brought it to her attention, but it was after she read the book that we had that moment. And I was like, I'll be honest, I didn't think you would do it. And I was like, we've come a long way. I was like, can you believe we got accepted to this? And she was like, we've come a long way. So I think for her, it was like, even if she came from a place where I want this, you know, person to like me and I'm not going to give up on her. And think looking back on it, I said some really like not so nice things to her, you know, and she understood that. I was like, and I'm sorry, and I shouldn't have come off like that. She was like, nope. She's like, I get it. It was a difficult time for you, you know. So to me, I feel like that's what 50 has brought me, that level of being able to be honest and not hurtful. And I learned that, and I'm going to shout out my professor, Professor Lynn Howell. She taught me that my first graduate class. You can be honest, but not hurtful. And I take that saying to me wherever I go, whenever I work with students, whenever I talk to people, I can be honest, but not hurtful. So how do I figure out how to do that? So I said some honest things to her, and I know it hurt her feelings. And I was like, I'm sorry for that. She's like, nope, you were right. And she's like, I get it now. I get it. So
yeah. Sometimes honesty hurts, though, no matter how much you're trying to be nice.
That's true. That's true.
Right. And sometimes you just gotta go there. A quick note: when I turned 50, I was scheduled a colonoscopy. That was for
on
me.
The day of your 50th.
My provider was like,
quite a detour, too, girl.
He was like, right. So I'm going back to what Lorraine is saying. It's 50. So many different changes happen that you don't even really. I could afford it. I'm thinking about that. The day I turned 50, he was like, I need to schedule this. I was like, before I turned 50, I said, allow me to be 50 for at least a couple of days. Let me settle into 50 before you do this.
Do you have to get put under? I have to go get one of those because that's what my mother passed. My mother passed away last year from colon cancer.
Oh,
They-
I
So I am supposed to go have.
They put
You
you
go to
asleep.
sleep?
yes.
They do.
Quick,
Yes.
it's a quick sleep, but it's a gassy sleep. It's a quick sleep, but it's very embarrassing to me. It's a very
Of course it is.
Do you have to lay on your stomach?
you lay on your side.
Okay.
They put you asleep, and next thing you know, you're done, and you're kind of naked.
I already went for my my pre-op for that, my pre-consultation for that. So I have all the paperwork and everything. So.
But why do they want to schedule as soon as you turn 50 is what I don't understand. It's like your provider is, if you go every year, when you turn 50, they're like, oh, you need to go get this colonoscopy done, which I agree with the colonoscopy, because a coworker of mine, he died because he was afraid to get a colonoscopy. And I was in Europe and I got traveling. I never get phone calls from Europe from home unless it's emergency. And they were like, this guy, he's really sick and he died.
Mm.
So I'm an advocate of getting it done. I just don't like how it's done.
Well, if you're Black African American, they moved it back to 45
Because of that actor?
No, before that, like 2-3 years ago, they had moved it back to 45. So I've been pushing it off. So I kind of knew I needed to do it. I was like, yeah, I can't hold out anymore. And it's funny, the provider that I went to, I was like, it's a huge practice. I'm going to go to a female, see how that goes. And she was like, oh, you don't have a family history of it. I'm like, really? Because Blacks and African Americans have a history of dying of it earlier. She's like, yeah, I guess. And I was just like, yeah, I'm so not feeling her. So she's like, yeah, I was like, so not feeling her. And then that's one of the reasons why when I see a provider, I put my work address, my work email address, so they know I work for the university. And then she's like, so
that maybe they'll like take better care of you, or
absolutely.
What? Yeah,
absolutely.
But I think we all may deal with that. But I'm like Lorraine, I'm very picky because sometimes I don't think because we're people of color, they really push us to do what we need to do, because we know as people of color, there's certain things that we all may get, but we die quicker from it because sometimes we're
treatment.
Right. And late diagnosis. So I'm on it every year and I'm like, this is what I need. Check my hormones. I want to know where I am. I'm not waiting 12 months to find out if I'm in menopause. You could check my blood and we can go from there. So now
you need to get your hormones checked more than once a year. I'm thinking like every 3 months.
Actually, I don't think you do. I think your hormones are functioning just fine.
I think they are functioning really well. I just don't want to release any more eggs.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you on that either.
The Egg Hatchery is closed.
So wait, Tracy, I want to ask you a question. How did you feel turning 50?
I'm not 50 yet, asshole.
Oh, you're not.
Wait, when are you turning 50? You said you and I were the same age.
Well, we're almost the same age.
Okay, almost.
Don't age me. So I had a psychotherapy client that was 85 a while ago, and he told me that he thought I was 65, and I'm like, honey,
what?
No, I'm not 65. No, I am 48. I'll be 49 in January.
Oh, you still got time.
So I can still be wimpy and not bold because I still care way too much what people think about me. Sort of.
You got time. You got time.
Really? Really, Tracy? Really? You care about what people think?
You're being facetious right now, right?
No, I'm saying your whole personality. I would think you really wouldn't care what people.
You don't move through the world as if you care what people think. Right. When you talk to us, I see that you do care what people think. So your outside persona, like when I hear you on podcasts and I've seen you do like the YouTube videos and things like that, you move like a woman that doesn't give a fuck what anybody says. But then when I talk to you,
I don't.
Yeah.
Does that? So what's that like for you? Does it make you not like me now that you know that I'm really a neurotic freak flag underneath all that?
No, not like at all. Because I'm a neurotic freak flag too.
Oh, good. But you know what? I made some progress this week, you guys. This women's group I'm in has been badass for me. And I think being with you guys, I'm really needing women around. I need a lot of women. I think I've been doing so much holding of other people through Sidewalk Talk, so much holding of other people. I just need to be held for a while. Enough holding.
We'll hold you emotionally.
Thank you.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's one other thing. This women's group, what they said on their last meeting is, they asked, "What's been the impact of this group since you've been in it?" I said, "Man, I feel braver." And they said, "Yeah, why do you feel braver?" I said, "I feel braver because I know that if anybody fucked with me, you guys would like seriously have my back." Harry just popped in and said something.
Hi, Harry.
Harry said we're young.
Thank you, Harry.
There's Tobias.
There's nothing like the nifty 50s.
You said nifty 50. I like that.
Yes.
That makes me think of that song from elementary school. Nifty 50,
right.
United States from I don't remember.
No.
No. But Lorraine, 50s are, for me, 50s are great. My daughter said the other day, "Mom, you don't look 50 something." I would think.
Magda.
She was like, "If I didn't know you, I would think you were like your early 40s." I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Okay." So I have this boyfriend.
You do look young. You do look young for your age.
Do.
I kind of hate you a little bit for it, but I love you.
Oh, it's all that organic living. Well, anyway, quickly, I have this boyfriend down at the supermarket. This little old white guy. He looks like the guy from the Doobie Brothers. Anyway,
you notice she talks about that in the little house, not in front of the husband. Just
yeah.
So you know.
Well, my husband met him because I was like, "You need to meet this guy because when I come in," but he makes sure I get the best vegetables. And my daughter went in with me yesterday. He's like, "I just love your mom," and and he said, "I'm just in love with her." And I've already told her husband this.
And now we know why Tuesday nights are getting hot.
I was like,
little mate garden there.
He's like 70 something, but he's just a really nice. And I think you need to know your produce guy and you need to know your meat guy.
That's true.
And you go in, they're gonna make sure you get the best produce and you're gonna get the best meat.
Hold the horses. Magna, you have a 27-year-old? There's no freaking way.
Yes.
I'm freaking out.
Yes.
I went and stalked you on Facebook. There's no way.
Yeah.
She's freaking me out right now.
She looks really young.
She does.
I know.
That's my friend.
You have competition now, Reeice.
Magna and I have known each other a long time. Our parents are friends.
Oh,
and I hadn't seen her in a long time. And then one of our parents' friends had passed away and we had all converged on the funeral. And when I saw her, I just started to cry because I hadn't seen her in so long. And my daughter was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "She represents my childhood." Like I would get in the car with my dad and we'd go to their house and play dolls. Like that's how long I've knew her. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi, Magna.
Wow.
You know what? I reconnected with my best friend from second grade. Her dad died when we were in second grade. And we hadn't seen each other for years, but she had the same reaction to me. And she goes, "You're the only person that I know that knew me when my dad was still alive." So just seeing you, knowing that you have all those stories inside of you. And they grew cherries for a living in a cherry orchard. And we used to drive his old pickup truck through the cherry orchard. So, yeah.
I think those childhood memories are so important because I think about my grandparents owned a store. And some cousins and I were talking about how we went to the store. It was the only store in the area. And we would all play in the store yard with other kids. Yeah. And at that time, we didn't care what color. We didn't care, and I don't now. But at that time, when things were a little bit different, we really didn't care what color each other were. We just played together.
Well, you don't when you're a kid if you haven't had any of that shit put in your head. I mean, kids just play. This is all learned.
Right. So it's a good lesson for parents if you just let kids be kids and just, encourage love and kindness. We might not be in some of these situations that we're in now. It's like, let's just do like tonight, we're going to do marshmallows. My daughter, even though she's older than a kid, she's like, "Mom, let's do the fire pit with s'mores tonight." Well, it's not really cold here. It's like in the 80s.
That's really cute. How old is she now?
30. In her early 30s.
Cute.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know.
She's 30.
It's so sweet.
It's
nice. And she wants to paint a pumpkin. And I was like,
she still wants to hang out with her mama.
Yes.
Right. And I think, when your kids get older, they go and do what they do. But I think it just says something about parenting when they come back and still want to do some of the things that you once did together when they were children.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping some kids are coming back now, visiting their parents or grandparents and doing some things that bring back great memories, not monetary things, but just simple things that brings, oh my freaking gosh.
Reeice, I don't know why you just don't drop the F-bomb and say, what the fuck are you doing, Tracy?
I was gonna say, what the fuck is that?
I knew you were gonna say fluck. I knew it.
But I think I'm just saying, I think hearing the two of you talk about, childhood memories, I think as I get older, I focus a lot more on things that we did when we were younger, because right now things are kind of wild and crazy. So I think about those good times that when things were different.
Right in the clincher moment, it stopped her.
I know, it's like right there. It's like, really? Really?
That wasn't a good look.
Is it back?
Yeah, it's coming back.
Is it back? Is it back?
Your internet is very sketchy in the little tiny house.
Right. It is, because I'm getting the internet from the house.
You need to put a little booster in the little tiny house.
Right. And I've said to my husband, we need to get the booster. I'm going to get the booster, but you know how that is. It's like, what you're going to get? I'm going to get it. Okay.
Tell him no Tuesday night until there's a booster.
Your daughter's there. Your daughter's
I would be cutting my nose to spite my face.
Tracy, I hope you are getting some more extra since you've been talking to us.
Wow. I'm going to war.
We might have to talk about that offline.
Okay.
But I think too, I have to go towards the window. So I'm going to sit on this ball by the door.
Hey, can we turn it back to Lorraine? Speaking of Tuesday night, what exactly does Jeff have on tap for you for your 50th birthday tomorrow?
I have no idea. He won't tell me.
He won't tell you?
He won't tell me.
He needs to reach out to me and Reeice so we can do something crazy and surprise you.
We'll give you a shot. Well, I think if it's going to be what kind of birthday? It's going to be a travel birthday?
I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea.
We'll send a. No,
we went out.
We went. Say that out loud. I'm not going to say that out loud.
We went away for a couple of days to get out of the city. So we came back today, and he was like, "I'm going out. I got to get a couple of things." I'm like, "What are you going to get?" He was like, "I'm not telling you." I'm like, "Why?" Thank you, Anne.
So he came up from his home place.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That says a lot. Mm-hmm.
Did he already vote?
Say again?
Did he already vote?
No, early voting when he gets back.
Okay.
I just got my absentee ballot in the mail.
Okay. I'm emailing mine in.
Well, I have voted. And you know what? This year I was a little pissed. We didn't get a sticker.
No,
it's
I'll
okay.
get you a sticker.
They gave us a pen.
Okay.
So I had this crazy idea for Sidewalk Talk, you guys, relative to the election, because it's just kooky. I decided to make up my own political party.
Oh.
And so we're going to post, I had a graphic artist make, it's called the Love the Most Number of People Possible Political Party.
Nice.
Okay.
And you have to be a compassionate, active listener.
Yeah, we'll make all the requirements, but it means that whatever policies you pass have to love the most possible people that you can.
Yeah.
So that's the ingredient for this political party. So just to kind of take the edge off with all the anger and, what if that were the measurement?
Right.
So the measurement was that we have to see how many people we can love through the policies we pass and the way we speak and the way we move through the world.
That sounds, that makes sense.
How many people we can love, yes. Because some people are tougher to love than others.
I don't know what that
I
means.
just want to talk about the pen.
Oh, yeah, because Magna's in your state.
Right. We only got a pen because they did not want to put their hands on the stickers. So you got your pen to keep so you didn't have to reuse another person's pen.
Okay.
So when you came in, they gave you your very own pen to keep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Hey, can I change it? Yeah, that light looks so good on you. You need to do that every time. You look good.
I know. She looks good.
I'm in front of my door. I'm in front of
the sunlight is glistening.
Oh, really? I'm in front of the tiny house door, and you see everything is kind of pushed up.
Okay, we didn't ask for all of that, but yeah, okay. Look, we push mine up too.
Yeah, they're
Tracy,
up in
push
there.
yours up too. Tracy, I want some of the Sidewalk Talk swag. I'm gonna go online and order
We
one.
just lowered the prices on all the stuff.
Oh, you
We
did?
lowered
Okay.
We did. We put them all under $20.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna go online today.
I gotta ask you something. I am super. I mean, there is a shit disturber part of me that doesn't care what people think, and I love the shirts that we have that say "I'm loving as fuck."
I love the ones.
People aren't really into that.
I like the one that Tracy had on with the uterus.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
Grow up hair. My sons are horrified. I get so much crap from them.
Of course they are.
So I did this thing with him one day. I went and picked him up from school with this shirt on. It's terrible. And I had a little sweater like the nice moms wear, the Stepfordy looking moms with the little buttons, and then this big uterus on my shirt.
It was
huge. And they're like, you cannot do that to us anymore. Do not wear that in public. I'm like, sorry.
Yes.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
But I appreciate that they were expressing their needs and,
No, I saw the Sidewalk Talk shirts. Tell me something. I like it. I like it a lot. It starts conversations, and I like talking to strangers. So you learn a lot.
I need to get one as well because when I wear my mask that says mental health warrior, I met a lady in a store, and she just began to tell me my daughter has generalized anxiety. Where did you get your mask? And she said, so I called her back and I told her where I got the mask. And she was like, well, are you a mental health worker? I said, well, I'm a therapist. She said, well, I need therapy. And she emailed me for therapy to start therapy. Yeah. So just wearing the mask is saying, hey, I want to take the stigma out of people with mental health issues. And she was like, my daughter has generalized anxiety. So I'm like, this is taking the stigma out of people. And right now we have a lot of mental health issues, even though it's situational depression, we have a lot going on. So wearing a mask kind of say to people, hey, it's normal to just talk about it.
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot.
So it says mental health warrior.
Yes. And I have one with a white lady on it and I have one with a black lady.
Nice.
So
you mean you have one that just has a white lady on it, and then you have a separate one with a black lady on it? Or
yes,
it's a white lady and a black lady. Okay.
No, I wear the white lady some days and I wear the black lady some days. So I'm an equal opportunist therapist for you.
I have a shirt that says Black Counselors Matter.
Right, because so many, goes back to what we were saying earlier, so many people of color are so fearful, not only because of cultural things, but because of what society says about Black people or brown people if they go to therapy. And I think us wearing the t-shirt and the mask says, hey, let's let's normalize that people have issues. We all are on a spectrum.
And anytime I wear the shirt, much more people speak to me in a different kind of way. Like, in the supermarket, you can't really say hello because you have your mask on, but when I have the shirt on and I don't have a sweater covering it, it says, Black Therapists Matter. A lot of men are like, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. I like your shirt, that kind of thing. So it's really reaffirming. So they know, and it's about taking away the stigma. Like, I wish more therapists of color wore it. And I got it off of, I forgot what website. If I remember, I'll type it in the chat later today, because I feel like people need to feel that level of comfort, even if they don't say anything, just knowing that someone is there. Kind of like how you just put the chair out on the sidewalk just to listen. It's kind of like, do you want to say something? Are you okay? Do you need a moment to talk kind of thing? So,
and you could save somebody's life, really. You could be in a store and have that shirt on. Someone could really be going through some really difficult, because just because we see people and they look like they're okay, they may not be okay. And the mask or the shirt or the sidewalk might just be an invitation to say, because why did the lady talk to me?
Right.
I had the mask on. She felt like, well, okay, if she wears a mask, she must be open to me talking about something. And she just, said it out loud. And I was like, I wish more people would felt comfortable just saying to somebody, hey, I'm struggling because I don't know what to do. I'm just struggling.
Yeah.
Well, I have some good news for you. I got reached out to from people from watching us.
Oh, really? Nice.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow. Well, they got a really good therapist. And I
Oh, you're
think,
talking about me.
yes,
Yes.
Thank you.
yes,
Who
yes.
else took a second? A little slow on the uptake there, kid.
Well, I think we
Thank
all
you for
bring
the
something,
compliment.
and I think you're welcome. I think we all bring something to the table, and I think hopefully this platform is fun and all that, but I hope it can bring some kind of awareness or self-awareness for some people who are struggling. You're not alone. Reach out to someone, even if it's us on a Wednesday, to put them in contact with someone if they're struggling.
Right.
And by the way, I've struggled during this pandemic. I don't know. I've had some dark nights of the soul moment for
Me
sure.
too. Me too.
So I don't want people to feel like, ooh, you're struggling over there. I have to like check myself a lot and go, hey, am I walking my walk? And you know,
Yeah.
I think we all have to check ourselves, and I have got to check my hair. I am doing henna as we're talking.
in your hair, what color?
Henna only does one color.
It does?
The brown?
It'll only turn your hair oranges, red, or something like that. Yeah.
No, not the henna that I know.
Well, you can use the indigo to make it dark, but my hair is red anyway, so I don't want it to be.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how it would look with dark hair.
You're frozen, but we can hear you.
Am I going out again?
I've never seen your hair.
Am I frozen now?
What color your hair is now. You're not frozen anymore.
I had it twisted the first time. Am I still frozen?
Not anymore, but we're on.
We should pretend that she's frozen even when she's not.
Right, but like
Lorice.
Yes.
Lorice, are you there?
I'm here.
no, but also I just want to circle back. Hold on a second, Lorice, to let people know that we struggled through this COVID things. Like I've had some, like in the beginning, I was like, this is great. I'm home. I'm working from home. I'm not an essential worker. But I think that as time goes on, like the COVID wear is starting to wear me down. And just a couple weeks ago, I was just like, I don't know how much longer I could do this. Like, I'm not strong enough. Like, I'm feeling worn down. Like, I just don't know. It's like I didn't feel motivated to do anything. So I go through my waves, but I have to say, looking forward to these conversations every week really gives me that pick me up, especially because like I know that the people who hear this and the people who see this, they take away one thing from it. You know, every presentation I always ask people, what's one thing you've taken away from this presentation? Because there's always one little tidbit, whether it's smile at the person next to you at the supermarket, asking somebody if they're okay, and just understanding that we are real people too, and that we go through it. Like I remember like in the middle of the pandemic, watching our governor Cuomo on the news and just crying, like the numbers are going up, like, oh my God, just crying. Like, and it just reminded me of like September 11th, because it was like, all right, we have this many new cases, this many deaths. So like, don't think that we're not going through it, that we're all just happy-go-lucky, but this is how we were able to find joy in the midst of this pandemic and continue to find joy. So that would be my like parting sentiments for today. Like find joy because it's there. Maybe hard to find. It might be a little glimmer, but it's definitely there for sure.
Right. And if you don't find joy, maybe you can find grace. And frankly,
and if you can't find joy and grace, at minimum find connection. Just
right. Absolutely. And you know, it's like checking on those folks that you know are at higher risk for, you know, depression, anxiety. Just check in on your friends and family.
And reach out to us.
That leads me to make a plug. We just partnered with another nonprofit. They're much bigger than Sidewalk Talk. They're doing the World Kindness Day thing. And they're doing like, you sign up on their website. It's danceforkindness.com.
I signed up.
They're trying to get everyone to do 9 different kindness challenges, which I kind of like because I think I need the accountability to like, but it kind of feels nice compared to all the political COVID yada yada going on.
Right. And I think doing kindness, things out of kindness, it does something for us just like it does for the people that we're doing it for.
Yes.
I know when I go to the soup kitchen and drop off 2 cases of water and they're trying to feed 200 people, and you can't come in anymore, you can just come to the door and get your dinner and a water. I have water, but so I can only imagine someone getting one water. So just donating water to your local homeless shelter, food kitchen, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And teaching our kids to be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I've been saying to all my clients is I said, think of novel ways. Everybody's lonely, and I say to my clients, be the starter, be the initiator. Start a group karaoke night or a women's book club. Somebody wants this has become an anchor for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do a podcast interview right before this, and I was like, oh, good. I get to hang out with them, and it didn't feel like work, which you guys were very great at sort of making me do. So I think that this has become an anchor, and thanks for initiating it. You guys really initiated it. So it's I hope other people find these anchors. Yeah,
I hope so, and I hope other people join us, and bring something to the conversation. If they have a question, just a conversation or a topic that they want to hear us, talk about or address, and get naked with it.
And get naked with it.
Get naked with it, baby.
We need to start having some theme music. Well, we're at time. I want to go drink my glass of wine, and I'm feeling like I was, did a lot of work today, and so I feel like I've earned my glass of wine and some bad TV.
Good for you.
With my honey.
Oh.
Sounds like a Tuesday night to me.
I think that it's this one that's going to have the Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah. It's Tuesday.
And have it Tuesday night on Thursday, have Tuesday night on Friday.
It's going to be Tuesday every day.
Right.
So I have to out you a little bit. You guys, what Reeice told us before we got on the live is that now her husband feels the pressure to make sure that he brings it on Tuesday night.
He doesn't want her lying.
Right. I guess he said, I don't want her lying about Tuesday night, so I'm going to give it to you on Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay.
You know what? We need to make a shirt that says, is it Tuesday yet?
Is it Tuesday?
Right. That would be really cool. Is it Tuesday yet? And the people who get it will know what it means. Is it Tuesday yet? That's true, Tracy. If we should get a t-shirt, is it Tuesday yet?
And
they say, what happens on Tuesday? Go ask your partner.
Go watch the Naked 3.
Yeah, ask the Naked 3. Yeah, ask the Naked 3.
Look, is it Tuesday yet? Ask the Naked 3.
On the back. That's it. That's a great idea. Is it Tuesday yet? And on the back, ask the Naked 3. With this same logo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, put that on the back. I like that little picture.
I do. I think it's so cute.
But I get asked all the time, are you guys going to be naked? Like, I got asked that again. I'm like, what? Really? Do you think Facebook wouldn't allow that in the first place?
No.
We're not showing up naked.
Emotionally naked. Magna, do you think we get emotionally naked enough, or should we go a little more?
No, she thinks we should go more. I can already get a sense of that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I actually think I could go more.
I think you could go more too.
Oh, what the hell was that?
Because I always feel like Lorice is like the most emotionally naked, and you're the least emotionally naked.
Oh, me?
Yes. Mm-hmm. But she presents as naked. But she doesn't go there.
Honestly, I'm trying to be a good listener. You fuckers got to ask me some questions.
Okay, what's your most naked thing?
Well, I told you about how I pooped on a plumber's head the last time. I mean, what more do you want?
Okay, what is your most sexy naked thing?
Oh, girl, really?
Yes. Lorraine, what is your most naked, intimate, sexy thing?
That is my husband and me.
I will say this.
I will tell you something.
Okay, go. Tracy, you go first.
Oh my God. Am I going to say that? Yes, I'm going to say this.
It's about Naked 3.
This isn't too bad, but there's Sidewalk Talk. Okay, but anyway, it's fine. So I had a bit to drink, and I bit my husband really hard on the chest when we were getting ready to do our Tuesday night action.
Okay.
And I bit him so hard that he had like a couple big, bad bruises from where I bit him. And then what happened is the next day at work, he had these weird heart palpitations and he thought he was having a heart attack. The hospital guy, the EMT, comes and gets him on a stretcher from work, takes him to the hospital, and they had to do a spousal abuse assessment on my husband when they saw him.
What? Look, that must have been some kind of bite. She really turned him on to the point his heart was palpitating.
I can't. I'm crying right now.
No, it actually gets better. It even gets better. A week later, we had a group family camping trip with these families, and like our friend organized it, so we didn't know all the families that were coming. We're standing around the campfire having a beer, and my husband says to one of the dads, "God, you look familiar to me." He goes, "Yeah, you look familiar to me too. Where do I know you from?"
He was the
I was the EMT.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Wow. That's wow. Well, that's a good one though, Tracy.
Well, you asked.
That's pretty good. I think that evidently your intimate time was so great that it gave him heart palpitations the next day.
Oh, you think that's what the heart palpitations were for?
Yes,
Of course.
of course.
That was terror, is what that was. This was
I don't
like
know.
6 years ago, and now if I ever do this, he goes, "Oh God!" He goes like this.
Wow. Well, okay, Lorraine, what is your naked intimate?
I can't even come close to anything like that. I will say
Jeff
that
over here right now.
I'll just say, and he's like, really, you really said that? He always like, today is the last astrology sign of Libra. Tomorrow starts Scorpio, and he always says, "You're a Scorpio." So
That's it, Lorraine.
you don't know what that means, Tracy?
Nope.
Like Scorpios are like more sexual, more horny, all that stuff.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I have. Like I'm not biting him, sending him to the emergency room. We're not swinging from trees.
Wow.
I mean, I kind of feel like we're more like Reeice. Reeice doesn't give us any intimate details.
Right. It's just,
Tuesday.
It's just Tuesday. And
she does give intimate details. Sometimes the look on your face, I get visuals of what you and your husband were doing.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's the look.
I'm sitting there like, okay, I've got a whole scene laid out in my head. I've got pictures. I've got sound. I'm like, I'm right there with you. Voyeur.
Okay. Before we go, I have a question that someone asked me. Actually, I read it in an article. Is it okay to have sex with your socks on?
You can have sex however you want.
Why not?
I don't know. It was just a question in some magazine. It was like, what would be a big deal if you had sex with socks on?
I mean, if you're gonna go all the way there, you should take them off. But I mean, what difference does it make? It depends. Is it like a little quickie?
No, it's like I don't know. The article was like, is it okay to have sex with your socks on? I think it was geared more towards men having socks on, because I certainly
right. I mean, if it's a quickie before he went to work and he's already dressed, then his socks are gonna be on.
Well, it depends on what the sock is on.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, on the feet. The socks are.
Yeah,
I don't think it would matter one way or the other.
That's not going to bother me.
No, it wouldn't bother me.
I want to ask Magna something. Magna, you want us to go deeper?
Ooh,
would you like?
That's what she said.
What topic, Magna? Just give it to me.
Magna, yes. give it to us. Give it to us, good girl. What topic?
Give us a topic.
To take up next time?
Is she giving a topic?
I don't know. It doesn't show like if somebody's typing. She might already be gone for all we know.
Right.
All right.
Because you do know we always say we're going to stay at 30 minutes, and every week we go over because it's just so exciting. We can't let each other go. It's so great.
Right.
Well, I kept it at 30 minutes because I thought it was going to be a lot of work. But ever since you guys gave me the little talking to that says, no, you need to just have fun, then I don't care that it goes longer.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think Megan might already be gone. Oh, wait. No, please, no, I was being a smartass. No, wait, do you want us to go deeper or not deeper?
Deeper.
You are.
Please, no. I was being a smartass. Okay.
Well, let me ask you before we go. What are the uncomfortable? So we're 3 diverse women.
Mm-hmm.
We're from 3 different backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
What are the uncomfortable topics that 3 diverse women don't want to talk about?
I'll talk about anything.
No, there's no topic off topic for us.
Right. Except for politics, maybe. A little.
You set a boundary with us about politics last week.
Yeah.
Not deep into politics. Yep. But for me, I think if you're going to get emotionally naked, there shouldn't be a topic that you will not touch. You may not go deep, but we'll go there.
She's such a square. I don't think so.
I'm surprised by that, actually.
I don't think so. Maybe that's how you see yourself. I don't see you like that.
Well, even squares can go deep.
Yeah. But also, I wanted to say from last week, I felt so touched that you guys both checked in on me last week after the conversation. Lorice, you were like, are you all right? I'm just checking in on you. And Tracy, you were like, I'm open to listen, but sharing, I'm shy. Okay, yeah, that's true. I see that about you, Magna. Tracy, you checked in on me too. So it was really nice that both of you checked in to make sure that it was okay.
Right. Anything in yes.
Third person.
Fourth person, fifth person, the whole group.
Well, I will say something that this coach that I'm working with that I love. You guys should check out Randy Buckley. She's the real. I can vouch for her. She's legit. But she calls it vulnerability porn. She says we are getting a little too addicted to oversharing sometimes, as a way to kind of, I don't know, do this disembodied sharing. So that's why at one point during this conversation, I'm like, oh, that thing I'm not going to say out loud. So I don't mind. I've always been an oversharer. I remember when I was 14, my best friend said, man, Tracy, sometime that mouth is going to really get you in trouble. And I think about her often when my mouth gets me in trouble. But I do try to also think about, this is my gold. This is my heart. And I get to choose who I share that stuff with.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I thought that story of biting him and getting a spousal abuse assessment is just too damn funny not to share.
Oh, I think that's absolutely
They
hysterical.
should have been patting him on the back, like, yeah,
I have nothing juicy like that.
I think the doctor high-fived him. He goes, well, we have to make it an actual explicit statement. Was this welcome contact? And you have to say, yes, it was welcome contact, so I can chart it.
Oh, I think that's hilarious. That's nice.
Wow.
I have nothing that juicy.
Well.
She's seen the look on her face. Oh, I got to put it that way.
I just said, it's, I'm like Tracy, there's, wow.
You're killing me. Hey,
well,
so when this COVID thing, I got a ticket to New York City now because my husband was going to come and get his citizenship and he couldn't get it in time to vote. Mm-hmm. So will you come up to New York and we'll all go to the Red Rooster for dinner and go dancing and we'll have to wait until the COVID thing is. Ooh, and I have this crazy idea. I want to start planning a party for when COVID is out. I want to do a global tea party.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
And tell people to put chairs and tables out front of their house, and we'll do little listening guides, and everyone just pull up a chair, have some iced tea, and let's hang out.
I like that.
Oh, and I got my passport back today.
Ooh, nice.
You did? Wait, where was it?
It had expired, and it took forever. I sent it in August because our daughter went back to Europe. We were going to just let it expire for a minute. But when she went back to Europe, you never know what may happen. As a parent, you've always got to be prepared. So we got it. And I was so excited to come on this call. When he gave me the passports, I didn't even open them. I just laid them on the counter because I was so excited.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah, I look forward to this. I was like, all right,
You know what?
I have a little.
What?
I was gonna say I have a little melancholy when we hang up.
You like us. You really like us.
Yeah, it's nice. I look forward to it for sure.
I know you miss me when you message me on Instagram. I'm like, she's thinking of me.
Right, I do, and I'm looking so forward to us meeting in person and just in some funky city, not necessarily Paris, but even in some small, village in Europe or wherever.
Anywhere in Europe together, where would you want to go?
To a wine. What is the name of it? Somewhere in Italy is a wine making, and you can go there and stay. They make the Pinot Noir. I forget what it starts with the B, but I would love to go there and just hang out, or either Tuscany and rent a house and stay.
I already know a good one. I already know. They have a pool on the wine vineyard, and then you each have your own 1-bedroom with a kitchen.
Oh,
so you know how much it was? $80 a day.
Really?
Yes, and it's already road tested by me. Magna's coming too.
Yeah,
come on. I think the more the merrier. You know what I mean? It's like you could have a sort of like not Sidewalk Talk, but some of the people from Sidewalk Talk, if they want to just all meet up for a global, meeting.
This has been something people have been thinking about for a while. I'm just not a very good event planner because I'm so ADD. Those kind of details aren't super easy.
Yeah,
for
me too.
So we gotta. Maybe that's what we're Giving Tuesday's coming up. Maybe we fundraise for that.
Okay.
Right.
We'll think about that. I like this idea. Well, I already said for the next half of my life, I want to spend my money on experiences. I don't care about a car. I don't care about I want to live it. I don't care. I drive a Hyundai Elantra. I don't care about a Mercedes Benz. I want to spend my money on traveling. So I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Germany. I'll go to Paris again. My cousin lives in France in Bordeaux. I'll go to
Bordeaux is where it is. That's where it is. Bordeaux.
Bordeaux has good wine. France? You like red wine, huh? Well, no, there's white Bordeaux too.
Right, but Bordeaux is a place that has that big event every year. But that is where I would love to go.
Yeah, my cousin lives in Bordeaux, so I'm down for it.
Je parle un petit peu de français. J'ai habité à Paris pendant 3 mois quand j'étais
Oui. I know nothing.
And I learned. Yeah, I just know bad pickup lines from the bar.
Wait, so do you speak German as well, Tracy? Or you don't?
Hells to the no.
Okay.
My husband does. He speaks
mit Ketchup, bitte. Ich möchte ein Bier, bitte. I'd like a beer. Ich gerne 2 Brezeln, bitte.
Okay.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen. Guten Abend. Oh, but I know how to say the important things in German.
Oh.
Okay.
Dankeschön?
Dankeschön. You just say danke.
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 Yeah, so
all right.
I like
all right, ladies.
Let's keep thinking about where we're going to travel to.
And let's think about that T-shirt. That T-shirt. Is it Tuesday yet?
Oh, Harry just gave us it looks like Harry's in too.
Ooh, Harry Bordeaux. Yes. I wanted that to be my daughter's graduation gift, that we all go to France as a graduation gift, like my mom, my dad, my brother, and I, and my daughter. I don't know if COVID will allow that by May. I highly doubt
in Europe, COVID has gone up, right? It's almost neck and neck to America.
We might look at that for 2023.
Well, of course, Germany is very, you know how they are. Yes. If you want a square box, it's going to be measured exactly 4, 4, 4, 4.
There's a good book to read about this. You can go check out Erin Meyer's work called Culture Maps. Harry was in the training that talks about it, but you can plug in all these different countries and it'll create these little quick maps on the website and share with you how they were trained in their school system and who their philosophers were. So why they do things. And you can see where American culture is high context culture and Germany's low context culture, which means that for us, we like to know all the things, and anyway, you can go check it out. But I should go now.
All right,
I'm going to have wine.
Thank
you.
I'm
going to have a glass of wine for you, Lorraine.
Thank you.
In honor of your birthday tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy your company and enjoy your turning 50. And let us know how turning 50 event was.
And you better go get your colonoscopy.
Yeah, I'll go get that.
Right.
I'm sure you're going to have a beautiful birthday because it sounds like Jeff has a lot planned for you.
Hopefully, yes, he does. He was like, I'll be back. I'm like, okay, great.
He's a good-looking guy.
I know.
I haven't seen Jeff.
He's so cute.
I haven't seen your guy. I don't even know what your guy looks like.
He's 6'5".
I saw him in the background. He looks muscular.
How tall is your guy, Lorraine?
6'1".
Oh, okay. He's short.
That's tall.
In comparison to 6'5", yes.
Well, in comparison to 5'5",
6'3", yeah. He's short compared to.
Wait, how tall are you, Lorraine?
5'3".
I'm
how tall are you, Lorraine?
5'0".
5 feet?
No,
you're 5 feet? Oh my God, you have such a big personality.
That's probably why.
You got short man's disease.
Right. That's probably why. And everybody said, "Why is your husband so tall?" Well, I did not want kids that were my height. It would be okay, but if I could give them a little height,
give them sweeten up the gene pool.
Yeah, sweeten up the gene. Why not?
Okay.
I told you how I dated I'm 5'8", almost 5'9", so I'm tall.
You are tall.
And I dated a guy that was 5'4", and I went to a wedding, and my friend met us out. And she goes, "Oh my God, it was so crazy when you stood up. It was like you were going up and up and up and up." And I'm like, "When is this gonna stop?" And I took him to a wedding. All my friends are like, "What? Who is this little guy that you're with?" And he was phenomenal. And he handled it so well. He'd say, "Oh my God, of course I'm with Tracy. She's like my only hope of having normal sized children."
But I think men who are vertically challenged are more attracted to taller women. And the same thing with taller men. They are more attracted, from what I've seen, to women who are vertically challenged. It's like, opposites attract. Vertically challenged. That is the proper word. Vertically challenged. I'm vertically challenged. I'm not.
Do you have a stool in your kitchen?
I do.
So do I.
I have one of those.
My friend who's tall, she's like 5'9", almost 5'10". She's like, "Why do you have that stool?" I'm like, "To reach those cabinets up there."
Yes.
Like, my cabinet, I can't reach them.
My cabinets go to the ceiling. And so I need my stool.
I have a stool. Yes.
Or I call my husband, "Hey, could you get this for me?" And sometimes he forgets that I'm not that tall and he put things up high. And I'm like, "Why would you put it up that high? I can't reach it."
Yeah.
And so even in the grocery store, women are always asking him, "Sir, excuse me, ma'am, sir, could you reach that for me? You're so tall." So it has its benefits, I guess. And I always tell people,
there's the look. Did you see the look, Tracy? She was like, "There's the benefit."
Do I have a look?
She had the look. She had the look.
Mm-hmm.
She had the look.
Reeice had the look. Yeah.
And Tracy had the look when she was telling about the biting story. So I know now what to look for.
You were like,
like you bit him, but it was a good bite.
I like to bite.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's like the doctor said, as long as the receiver is okay with it.
I know your daughter's all about consent. She's the one that's doing the transgender studies research. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You need to bring her on sometime. I want to meet her. Yeah, all right, you lovely ladies. We should probably say goodbye before we get ourselves in trouble, because we're getting like so loose now that we'll like go, "Did I say that out loud in front of a bunch of people?"
Right. That's going to be on YouTube forever. My daughter will be like, "Mommy, really?"
Right.
No, I actually had a woman who wrote an article several years ago, five years ago, on a online magazine that I published. And it was about race and racism in the therapy room. I just took a deep turn. But she's like not feeling good about what she wrote, and she wants me to edit her piece. I'm like, dude, like, first of all, I'm gonna have to pay money to have a technician because I haven't even opened that website in years. I'm probably gonna have to like update the software. And second, no.
And she can learn from
Anything
it.
I've said here today.
But she's a therapist. She's a therapist, and she has had clients find it and complain about it. And I'm like, well,
But just
then you
own it
address
and share. And that's what I'm saying about racism and all this stuff. Sometimes if people said something back when they were younger, just own it and say it was at a time in my life when I thought different or whatever. Just own it. Don't try to hide it. That's the worst thing. It's like the guy on CNN that was having his issue while they're on Zoom. Yes, that was so embarrassing. My daughter was like, Mom, I cannot believe it was him. He seemed so nice.
Is this a thing about how not to have your genitals on Zoom?
That's one of them.
That's one of them. But according to, one of the outlets, he was actually, according to them, allegedly masturbating while they were on Zoom.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so it's a tricky thing when people are working and they're on Zoom. But that person, I would have never,
you never tell. You
can never tell. But
what I have said today is nothing that 10 years from now that
we can't laugh about.
I'm not really a hider of, someone asked a question in my group the other day, what's something about you that you wish someone knew? And I'm like, I think I'm
an oversharer as it is. I think everybody knows everything.
I think I'm already,
I think people are attracted to people who will disclose in a healthy way. You know what I mean?
Right.
It normalizes us as humans because, like if she can shit in the toilet or wherever it was and that happened and share it. I'm sure somebody else has done something equally or, you know what I mean? So for that person, it's like, wow, that's pretty, that could be pretty normal. It could happen.
Right.
I have a lot of anal retentive bodily weird shit happen to me though. Like my first graduate professor, like what do you call it? Like your faculty advisor.
Right.
Yes. I called him up. I was getting ready to go to my first class and it was called psychodynamics. And I said, what is psychodynamics? He goes, well, it's really rooted in the study of Freud. I said, oh man, I think Freud is full of shit.
Oh,
he goes,
yes.
Interesting, because I am one of the nation's leading theorists on Sigmund Freud. I'm like, well, I feel like a real asshole now for saying that. And he goes, and I noticed that you use a lot of anal retentive language when you speak. And I'm like, and now you understand why I don't dig Freud, but you just said that to me.
Right.
Like, oh God. Now I do dig Freud now, in certain respects, but certain not. I'm actually getting ready to do my first newsletter in a while. And I'm doing this really interesting, sharing an article in my newsletter about, Freud's cousin was the founder of public relations.
No.
Used all the theories of the unconscious to learn how to use marketing to manipulate us so we buy shit. Yeah.
Interesting.
I can see that. It's interesting. But interesting. Well, what time is it? So again, ladies, it has been so great.
We tried to say goodbye 3 times.
And that's because we really, really enjoy each other. But I think it is time for an aperitif. So
you know that she's done when she's like, I got a glass of wine over here, and that's more important than you bitches.
She's like,
I keep seeing her glass of wine. I keep seeing her glass of wine, and I'm saying to myself,
it's a spritzer though. It's mostly sparkling water.
I would like a glass. I would like a glass of wine. It's almost 5:00, and at 5:00, I think I can have an aperitif. My daughter's preparing, so we're gonna go have some bonding time.
And she has my hair colored in the morning, so I'll hopefully get the yellow screwed up stuff out of my hair that the lady did.
You're gonna do blonde?
Yeah, from a couple months ago.
I'm always blonde, but I had a bad color job, and it's all weird. I don't know what color my hair is anymore, but hopefully I can get it fixed now because it's grown out.
And the great thing is you have hair on your head.
For now.
Right. So whatever she did, it didn't
make your hair fall out.
Right. It didn't make your hair fall out.
All right, ladies.
All right,
Love
Lorraine.
you. Have a happy birthday. Tell Jeffrey said hi. Okay.
Yes, I
bye,
will.
everyone.
Bye. Thank you all for coming. Bye, Harry. Bye, guys. See you later.
Namaste.